friend in me. When times get tough, you'll see we've been together for so long. When I'm weak, you make me strong. I know I can depend on you to show the way and see me through. Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty, we'll stay together through thick or thin. Friends forever, we'll be together. We're on top 'cause we play to win. We'll make our dreams come true. There's nothing we can't do. We've been together for so long. When I'm weak, you make me strong. I know I can depend on you to show the way and see me through. Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty, we'll stick together through thick or thin. Friends forever, we'll be together. We're on top 'cause we play to win, win. We'll make our dreams come true. There's nothing we can't do. We've been together for so long. When I'm weak, you make me strong. I know I can depend on you to show the way and see me through. Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty, we'll stick together through thick or thin. Friends forever, we'll be together. We're on top 'cause we play to win, win. I know I can depend on you to show the way and see me through. Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty, we'll stick together through thick or thin. Friends forever, we'll be together. We're on top 'cause we play to win. Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty, we'll stay together through thick or thin. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in the limelight, escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me, to me. Mama, just kill the man, put a gun against his head, pull my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, Taylor Swift, little high, little low. Anyway, the way. I feel lost with. I feel the lows. I see a little silhouette of a mask. Gotta mooch, will you do the fandango? The lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, figure over difficult. But I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life for this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? And still I know we will not let you go. Let it go. And still I will not let you go. Let it go. And still I will not let you go. Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. Let you go, let me go. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stay with me and spit in my eye? You think
This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by our community and the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our executive producers and MVPs are an amazingly generous bunch, only shown up by the incredible support of our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin Entertainment. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely Xbox Era CEO, Torn Raptor. This community is the best one on the internet, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era and pledge your support. Hello friends, here we are all once again as we join each other for another edition of Xbox Era Headlines. As per usual, Jesse and I will be taking you through all of the latest in gaming news on today, June the 3rd, 2025. It's the week before Gamer Christmas. Brought to you by Jeff Keighley. Today we'll be talking about all the latest in gaming news from across the video game industry, and there is a fair bit to talk about. But as a bonus for our wonderful patrons, we make audio versions of these episodes available for them to listen to via Patreon in their preferred podcast app. However, if you're on Spotify, you can link your account and listen to it there instead. If Spotify's working, it was a bit broken to start this week off. If you want to become a Patreon legend and an all-round awesome individual, head over to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where you can support us directly. Hello, Jesse. I've missed you, man. I've missed you. It's been like 5-6 days since we've actually chatted.
How you doing, Daddy?
No, not like that. Not like that.
Oh,
Not
hey.
like the off the air chats.
I see chat's very confused. So YouTube's trying to get more Twitchified. So every stream now has its own scoreboard. So the more you interact, the more you gift subs and spend money, you get little crowns for that stream, and it'll show up forever in stream chat. In case you're wondering what that is.
Works?
Yes, it's interaction. Who is interacting the most? Who's talking the most? And especially spending the most. Wow. You know who spent the most last week was Kevin S., who you still don't mention in the executive producer pile. We've been busy, I get why, but it's very disappointing because he gave like 20...
I'm going to do it as soon as we finish this episode.
20 gifted subs during the podcast, and also then a couple, many hundreds of pounds to our travel fund, which...
Thank you.
Yeah, is an enormous help. Super chat.
Thank you, Kevin S.
From Mr. Sherez, who Nick always keeps calling Muhammad. Mr. Sherez.
Sherez, John, did you manage to sell any console wars? Yes. So if people were wondering why I wasn't on the Xbox Era podcast on Saturday, I was out at UK Gamer Expo, where we, for the very first time, were selling the game like at a booth, which is what we wanted to do like back at Gamescom, but we didn't have any product, right? So this is a new thing.
Look at those bearded white men.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was a really, really good weekend. The booth babes, who shall not go unnamed, so you've got Bart, Foxy, and Ferg. They all did an absolutely incredible job, and we were rammed pretty much all day. You guys
ram each other every time, so now other people got to do it.
You always got to use the innuendo. It was very busy. We ran 3 demo tables, and we did do rather well, I think. I think it was definitely worthwhile. We made we sold approximately $4.5 grand worth of the game. which is, I think, is pretty great. I'm quite pleased with that kind of performance. Bear in mind the cost of the booth and other bits and pieces.
43 grand for the booth. It was a lot of money.
Honestly, that's the thing. That's the rub, right? Is you've got to kind of like, you got to put these all in context with how much it cost you to be there. But it was worthwhile regardless of that. So, yeah, really, really pleased. And it was great to see the reaction from people. We had people coming up to us and saying, oh, it's the best thing I played last night. The hotel room loved it. Like, everybody was freaking out in the lobby. Mohammed Shrez just dropping 5 Xbox Series gift memberships here in YouTube. You can go redeem them. And indeed they have. So welcome to the Cool Kids Club. Lover God, Simon Berling, Crazy G14, Adam Bartolo, and Bruno Trigger. Don't forget, now you're a YouTube member, you can access the Patreon lounge on Xbox Series Discord. Just head to discord.gg/Xbox Era, and you get your own little Cool Kids Club where we often chat.
Look at all those people.
It's good. And look at all these super chats rolling
God,
in.
this is...
Honestly, we look at, okay, like I'm all for donating to the channel, but look at how YouTube have manipulated you all. They've given you a little crown, and now you're just throwing money to be the #1 crown.
I love it. I mean,
love it. Thanks, YouTube. Good old Collingwood with a $2 super chat says, so if I send a super chat, can I get the top spot? Maybe. Brandon Martin says for $2 to watch Witcher 4 looks amazing. It's running on Unreal Engine 5.6. We will talk about that. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We got you covered.
I got a little update on the leaderboard. So right now, Trav is in the lead at 75 XP, but he is actually tied with good old Collingwood, SJ Dub, and Mohammed Sherez, or at Mr. Sherez. They're all at 75 XP, but Trav was first, so it shows him in first.
Wow. Well, Sherez is just doing celebratory gifts for good sales. Thank you, sir. So, yes. Yeah, it was good. UK Games Expo was great.
A very British-looking picture. And there's the last one.
It is.
When you were done.
British-looking?
Yep.
Which one?
The second one.
Oh, my show is paused for some reason.
Wow.
Now I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just before everything opened up. So we
got a cabbie hat.
Ready.
Just a bunch of pasty-looking white folks.
Yes, honestly, predominantly the audience. But that's okay. That's okay.
UK is a melting pot, but when it comes to nerdy video game stuff, it seems pretty pasty.
Yeah, accurate. All right, let's dive into all the news, shall we? First up on the dock today, IO Interactive are definitely, finally, lifting the lid on James Bond and his new video game outing. 007 First Light. Looks like we're dealing with a whole new, video game only Bond. We're not basing this, it seems, off of any existing real person that's played James Bond. So don't expect Sean Connery or Daniel Craig or anything like that. And obviously the new Bond hasn't been decided yet, right?
No,
I don't think
not that I know of. It's an American company now that runs it.
Amazon
Brits.
bought MGM, didn't they?
Yep, and the people who were running it are retiring or leaving after like decades of doing it, and so now it'll just be Mr. Bezos figuring it out.
Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing.
Could probably make Elon Musk the next James Bond.
The outline of the guy, says SJ, reminds me of John Krasinski with the collar. The collar popped. I got a little bit of a Benedict Cumberbatch vibe from it.
He's going to be young because if you look, it says #earn the number, aka he's a new Bond. First Light, earn the number. It's probably someone brand new earning the role and name, because as the lore has dictated now, James Bond wasn't born James Bond, except he was, but also the 007 thing is what's really the license to kill, which in modern context is just horrifying. Absolutely don't like the thought of a judge, jury, and executioner guy working for any modern government. But in cool video game context, it'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious to see what the take is and what the game is. Like, is it going to be first-person shooter? I'd hope not, because
they've mostly been
more than just shooting.
They've always been third, really, is their bag with Hitman.
Yeah.
So like a more serious, kind of faster Hitman is what I think a lot of people are hoping for.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what they come up with. Like, I'm all for it. I want
you know how long it's been? This was first announced 5 years ago.
Yep. And there hasn't been a James Bond game since 2012.
No.
So it's been a long
They've
time.
They've been rather precious with the IP, so you definitely seem to have a good pitch to be able to make it.
If only we were going to SGF and we would see it ourselves.
Don't hit me, Papa. Don't.
We are going to SGF to see this, though, right?
Yeah, we are 100% going to see this. It's when they announce that it's there, and then we can be like, yeah, we're going to go see that.
Yeah, we are going to go see that. And we're going to bring all of the infos to you.
Yeah, we've got our laptops. I've got a friggin' hotspot. We'll be clacking away. I was like, they're like, if you want to bring your laptop in, you got to have a very specific laptop size and bag, and you can't, like, I'm just going to have a giant backpack. I can't bring that. So no typing while I'm at SGF. Or at the actual
we're not
live
allowed
stream.
to bring a bag with
No, the live stream at YouTube Theater, because YouTube Theater's rules are very restrictive on bags.
Oh, okay. I've got a little folder that I can just carry with my laptop in, so I can do that.
Yeah.
But we've got the rest of the Xbox Era team to help us out. Right? Right. Come on now. Anyways, yeah, looking forward to it. James Bond.
Been a long time coming. It's when you do those recruitment teases so that you can hire people without not talking about what you got. People got to get used to it being 3 to 5 years out.
Yeah.
Conservatively.
Blade, Fable, they all did it.
Yeah, and people still don't get used to it.
No, but it's just a thing. Next up, and it's bumped its way right to the top of the running list here. The Witcher 4 just got a very, very pretty tech demo. Now, I haven't actually seen this yet because it literally just happened as we were about to go live.
It is said to be a real-time cutscene in Unreal Engine 5.
I mean, I've seen some screenshots. Oh boy, it looks really pretty.
This IGN upload isn't the highest bitrate, but a lot of it also comes down to like animation and stuff. Like they've always been really good about animation and camera movements. So I think that adds a lot to it in movement. And then we'll see, obviously it's very pretty in screenshots, but as many of us Witcher 3 fans know, that game did look really good, but it didn't look as good as their tech demo showed.
Yeah, there's always like a bit of like, is it? But yeah, like it looks great right now. I can only react to what I can see. So
I don't think there's no chance it doesn't end up looking this good if you have the rig for it, unless this is like a console version. You never know. Geo Walker saying it was captured on the PS5. So we'll see.
Wow.
It's very interesting. Like for the companies, I will believe Rockstar generally hits everything they show or improves. CD Projekt Red eventually hits what they show, but not always at launch. So it's been a weird thing with them where they're unbelievably talented, but they've also had seeming management issues on what they can do when. Like when they showed the Vibes trailer in like 2011 or 13 for Cyberpunk, everyone was like, oh, they've been working on the game since then. And it was like, no, they actually only worked on the game for like 3 years.
Yeah.
They actually did all of that in 3 years. They didn't even get a full normal like dev cycle as we know it. They seem to have shifted that around a bit, especially after a lot of people left post Cyberpunk. So hopefully they're doing things better, but this game looks awesome. And I really like Ciri as a character in these games. Way better than the book.
Yeah. And it does look rather good.
Yeah. Oh no.
Cool. That open world shot at the end there. Ooh.
It's funny, people saying Ciri looks ugly. It's like she's older. You were just hot for a friggin' late teenager. Now she's a woman who's been getting the shit beat out of her by monsters for years and has gone through the whole witchering process. So
yeah,
she looks badass.
In other news, and this is kind of breaking, but I'm going to chuck it in there because I've just seen it. This comes via our friends over at VGC. It's official. There are no Nintendo Switch 2 hardware reviews before launch.
Yep. I could have told you
the
that.
Timing of timing of all of this is interesting, right? Because we're all of the video game journalists in the world are going to be at SGF. So if you've ordered a Switch 2 to your house, you're probably already on your way to not your house before it even gets there. Kind of like, oof.
It's a really weird launch. Like, it's going to sell out. It's going to do incredibly well. I'm curious about the long term of it. Here's some gameplay footage from VGC, which I'll link in the chat. If you wanna, if you're into the only major launch game from Nintendo Mario Kart World, it looks very pretty and fun. If it's got less blue shells, I might actually be interested for once. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna give them a like. Oop, went up 11 minutes ago. It's a weird launch, man. And I actually got a message back today from my Nintendo rep. Because obviously with Microsoft being third party, I'm going to reach out to all the other companies now and be like, hey, I like your stuff, so I can cover Microsoft's games on it especially, but also we'll probably end up talking about and covering everything because we like video games. And so Nintendo have not told me no on sending me a Switch 2. It's awesome. We will let you know. They've pretty much intimated that once they know here in America, then I'll know.
Yeah.
Because man, who the hell is playing this? They're not good. It's a weird one, man. Just super restrictive, even though they've got more units than anyone's ever had of a system at launch. It's just so, everything about it's weird, and yet you know it's still going to be immensely successful.
As the running joke is between my group of friends and I, it's okay when Nintendo does it. In many things. If it's Nintendo doing it, it's okay. But yeah, according to Andy Robinson over at VGC, according to a company spokesperson, Nintendo decided not to send Switch 2 review units to press ahead of launch because important features and updates will only be available via a system update on the day of the console's official release, June the 5th. It does not say what these updates entail or explain why the media wasn't offered the opportunity to review its launch games like Mario Kart World, Switch 2 Welcome Tour, at in-person events instead, like it did for previous consoles such as the Wii. Neither did it explain why critics can't be trusted to cover products with knowledge that additional functionality will be patched later, as we are frequently used to be doing. But yeah, they talk about it a little bit on VGC, like the lack of coverage at or before release is bad for you, readers and viewers of this kind of stuff. There'll be no reviews of software, no analysis of hardware performance, battery life, testing of any of its key features, game chat, backwards compatible Switch 1 games, dodgy ports, nothing. So you're buying and enjoying blind. As
yeah, that really did.
Remember, it's okay. Yeah, it's also, okay though.
That really just looked like Mario Kart. The more I watched it, I was like, yeah, it's definitely Mario Kart.
Yeah. And it's funny as well. Like I just said before we start going, like most journalists will be at SGF. He's put in here. It also means that, like other sites, including the very biggest, we all now need to juggle our Switch 2 review coverage with one of the biggest events of the year, Summer Game Fest, which takes place during the launch weekend, which Nintendo will have been well aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a really bad everything launch, but it will still be immensely successful. And that is disappointing.
Yeah.
It feels like the hardware has been done for a while. They've had the hardware done and set, but everything software-wise is somehow very far behind, which is weird for them because they're normally pretty good. Oh, we've got all these games. Oh, we've got all these things. Like they've always had like a murderer's row every year of software to sell, and yet at launch it's only Mario Kart World. The system UI, which is incredibly basic from them generally, is not ready until launch day. Is weird.
It's fair.
Like, and then Donkey Kong's out in July, and then there's nothing else with a date from them. Like Metroid Prime is sometime this year, but it's also on Switch. Kirby Air Riders had nothing. Dusk Bloods is next year.
Do old Joy-Cons work on the new Switch or no?
I think so. I don't think they can go in on the side, obviously, because they're a completely different attachment method, but I thought old controllers still worked. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like 99% sure they do. Okay. They're not Sony levels of bad on that.
But yeah, there you go. No Switch 2 reviews.
It'll be successful, official. The Black John, in that they're just going to sell out the first, like to all of the hardcore they're going to sell. Where the main difference is going to be this generation are the casuals, who I don't know are going to feel a need to upgrade for a long time. And I think Nintendo's pretty much stated that we've got over 100 million people still using the Switch, and that's going to stick around for a while. So we're going to keep supporting it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Splitgate 2 is now out fully.
What?
Let me see. Or immediate release. It's in our email. On June 6th. So 3 days. Splitgate 2 Portals. Oh, I'll change the headline here since we're talking about it.
Okay.
Splitgate 2 Portals out of beta on June 6th. I typed it.
Oh, okay. In fact, are we allowed to say this out loud?
It says for immediate release at the top of the email.
Okay, so yeah, they've teased here. Your abilities have been tested in Splitgate 2's beta, but the real competition starts this week on June 6th when the game officially launches. Hop into the full release version of the sequel to the 2021 Smash FPS hit, complete with new modes, new weapons, a map creator, and much more. In fact, there's one surprise left in store. Be sure to catch the reveal during Summer Game Fest. There you go. I wonder what the reveal will be. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I haven't played a second of it.
There was a plan. Yeah. There was a plan to see that at some point so that we could do the review of the full thing. But now, because they had some hiccups with their beta and servers, I'm now not going to be around to do that. I might speak with Proven, because
they had also asked us explicitly to not review the beta.
Yes. They said you can't review just on the beta.
Obviously, because it's not going to have this feature.
Whatever this feature is. I'm curious. I don't know what it is. Teases for Summer Games Fest. More things. But okay.
It'll be fun. We have myself and Ursula have very good seats. I'm excited. We're a little back in the corner of the section, but we're in the very middle.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Good luck, Splitgate 2. Like, I like it a lot. So
I like it a lot.
More. I like it a lot. Next up in the news, our good friend Jez Corden over at Windows Central has reported that Xbox native handheld and Microsoft's plan for such a thing is actually being delayed or put on the back burner, for want of a better phrase.
Like deprioritized, I guess you could say.
Yeah, in order to fix and focus on how Windows handles handheld devices first. It's an interesting one. I literally got scuttlebutt of this like 30 minutes before Jez's article appeared on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, really? Okay." But yeah, like it makes sense in a broad, big picture kind of viewpoint, in that the Windows experience on handhelds kind of sucks.
It's too fragmented, like, because Windows is so fragmented. So it's not so much like, I know some of the SteamOS versus Windows 11 handheld performance things are pretty rough, but it's super driver dependent, and really speaks to how they need to be a little tighter on their OEM partners and stuff actually have, because you can go in and tweak it and get way better performance and way better battery life. So
yeah, there was it Ansel in our Discord? He was like, "Hey, have you tried doing these two things?" I didn't know that you could do these two things. And it's like in the registry or something in Windows. And yeah, since then, my performance has been even better. And the ROG Ally X is no slouch. So I feel like Microsoft have a lot to do. And we've been working on our predictions piece, which we hope to have out tomorrow.
Yeah.
One of the things I've said in there is that all we're operating on for like a year now, and even in our chat here, someone's commented on it and said, after all the teasing Phil did, this is why a lot of people struggle to trust Microsoft. And I don't necessarily disagree, because it's kind of like we've all been operating on tiny little pieces of information and hints and teases. And so the whole community of Xbox fans are kind of living in this, oh, they're definitely going to do this thing, we think, and it's going to kind of be like this, maybe. And now we get the next piece of like reporting, and I believe Jez when he writes what he writes. I've got no reason to doubt the man. But also, it's not official. Do you know what I mean? It's like here's what we're gonna do, and here's how it's gonna work. And I feel like if anything on the Xbox showcase in some form, Microsoft just need to try and paint a fucking picture for people. I might be wrong. Maybe it's too early, and they probably won't acknowledge that at all. But I feel like they should, because people are annoyed and they've had enough.
It's always it's the expectation management. It's why I don't like insider culture, because also this report from Jez doesn't state it's not coming out, it's delayed or anything like that. It's that internal priorities were shifted. What does that end up meaning for their product timelines? We have no idea. Like, it's one of those things where there's just not enough information, where people will take whatever is there and then just transplant it into what they think and mash it together and make it work. So it's like, well, I think everything's going to be fine, so I'll say this doesn't mean anything. And it's, well, I think everything's bad, so this means they're never doing it, and you can't trust them. It's like, it doesn't actually give you info on what's happening. It's just giving you info in a very specific subset of their internal team structures. For how long? Is this for a month? Is this for a year? Does this shift any of the work that's being done to, like, the work for making handheld better is probably intrinsically tied to making the Xbox OS.
Yeah.
Like, it's all the hardware side of it would then just be, this is our reference design for mobile hardware. Because I know, like, people are like, well, people, so the way GPUs work is they make a reference card, and then other companies take that reference device and throw shit on top of it to make it better and a little more money, and then they sell a bunch. Unless it's AMD, and AMD doesn't put out their reference cards. But like, NVIDIA makes a reference GPU, and they sell them, and they're the baseline for what your card must be. So if Microsoft's going to have OEM versions of their consoles and their handheld, maybe, then that would be a reference device, and then ASUS can come in and give it twice the memory or a bigger hard drive or fancy features and charge more. And so that's how people still buy the OEM ones.
Yeah. And I'm liking some of the discussion in the chat. And don't get me wrong, like, the Black John says it's unfortunate that Microsoft is too big. Yeah, like, Microsoft is too big.
That's what we always hear. The red tape internally is never ending.
It takes a long while to turn the ship.
Yeah.
But equally, like JD says, they don't have to do I'm going to say it like this, JD. They don't have to do nothing like that. This is insider culture. You guys believe these people. You listen to them, then get mad when it doesn't become the thing you want to be. That's your problem. It's not Microsoft's. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's Microsoft's problem too, though, because people, the narrative forms outside of their control, right? And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but I'm just saying, for the average Xbox fan that's hearing rumor A, rumor B, rumor C, well, which is it? Like, what is it? Because people are building their libraries continually, and their hardware is kind of tanking. And I feel, it's just personal opinion, that it might be a good idea to kind of like say something, give an indication. Like, think back when Project Scorpio was revealed. It didn't come out until the year after, but they still went like, we've set the scene, we're going to make a really powerful home console.
Yeah, there was a series. The
Xbox Series X, right?
Yeah.
Xbox One X.
But the Series X was the same way. They were at the Game Awards a full year ahead of time, but it's a year, not 2 years. So if these are 2027, 2028 products, then you can't, because people will lose their shit at having to wait so long.
It's Microsoft's problem to solve.
Yeah, and like Sarah Bond talked about the forward compatibility team. Like, I think speaking in vague generalities that you can, I think, properly infer what it means something's changing enough where they need to focus on backwards compatibility. It's not just going to work. Something's obviously changing. And then we've gotten reports from Jez how they're moving from an Xbox dev environment and a Windows dev environment, and they're just doing the Windows dev environment, which means all the old Xbox dev environment games need to be backwards or brought forwards compatible to this Xbox OS Windows environment. So it's a lot of work.
I don't know. We'll see. You know, we're at SGF. We'll be chatting to people. We'll see what the scuttlebutt is on the ground, you know. But yes. But people are saying Adidoton. How did I fail to read that so badly? The business update comes to mind. That didn't go so well. Yeah,
the business update is one of those things where they spoke business speak, and it's like, we're doing 4, it's an experiment, and people are like, it was a lot more than 4. It's like, yeah, because the experiment went extremely well. Like they always try to make it sound definitive, but it is not. It is completely open-ended, and they can always weasel their way out of what they said. That is what good business speak is never boxing yourself into a legal corner.
You got to weasel. Got to weasel where we can.
But you got to sound normal and human when you do it. Phil is very good at sounding normal and human most of the time. I do think Sarah and Matt come off super corporate when they try. Because Phil's just got that natural cadence that doesn't sound like business speak, which is why people are like, oh, he's just weaseling his way out of it. It's like, they're always just weaseling their way out of it. Like they move mountains if they say the wrong thing. Like they can tank billions of dollars in investment if they're Randy Pitchford saying people should, nut up and pay $80. Like they can really hurt stuff the way they talk. So
yeah. But yeah, and it's an interesting conundrum, but it's their conundrum to solve.
And Portal Player saying,
hope that they do.
Portal Player says way more than 4 were in dev. Yeah, of course they were. But if the 4 didn't succeed, they would have stopped dev. But they did succeed, so they kept going on. Like it's always that type of stuff. You can't nail them down. Like logically, you can say, "Man, you're a dick," but legally, you can't. And that's all they really care about. Outside of the PR side of things, where they're trying to not be hated, though Microsoft as a company is and should probably always be.
Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, Jez said it, not us.
Well, Jez knows way more than we do normally.
Yeah. Next up, Zenimax and their quality assurance team and the union that represents them have now reached a tentative deal after many years of negotiation.
Over 2.
Yeah. This is a monumental victory for video game workers, says the Communications Workers of America group. And the agreement, under threat of strike action, the union itself represents over 300 QA workers at Zenimax. And yeah, they are pleased with the deal, I think.
Yeah, no, it was a hard fought one, where the focus is on better compensation, more assurances on AI related things to, not be fired and have Copilot take over the QA division type of stuff. Like that has been a lot of the union negotiations have been, we know you guys like AI. Cool if you want to use it as a tool where it actually works, but if you want to just say, we're firing everyone, like Klarna did, and then 6 months later trying to hire them all back because the AI doesn't work the way they thought it would, but also pay them worse and shit, and people had 6 months without a job. Like, please don't do that. Did
you read about the AI company that Microsoft apparently funded to $445 million? And they filed for bankruptcy because there was never an AI. It was 700 Indian humans working and pretending to be an AI. What the fuck? 8 years. 8 years. They hid that all away. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Allegedly, just in case.
No. That's what the story on the internet says, which means it's true, but also I buy it because Microsoft has been so insanely into the thought of AI, that they're an easy target.
Yeah.
Being big doesn't mean you're smart.
It's just how did they get away with that? But yeah, good luck. Good news for the union.
It was a hard fought one.
Zenimax. Pleased for them, and hopefully this is the beginning of more of this sort of thing.
It is funny with Microsoft saying hey, we have no problem, recognizing your union. We're just gonna drag out negotiations as long as humanly possible.
2+ years.
Technically, it's probably the first time they've ever done the negotiations. They've never had a union before. There's even unions most of the unions were in Xbox. I think there's one that's actually starting up inside of Microsoft. So,
interesting. In other news, Minecraft is getting its next big update, and it is called Chase the Skies. I wonder if flying is the theme here.
100%.
Yes, it is. You can fly around on gust mounts and more. Leashes for pets, craftable saddles. I know saddles is a big thing for your horse or your llama or whatever you're riding.
That's the only clip I can find of this. Somebody on fucking YouTube Shorts.
Wow.
He has the right. So the ghasts you have to raise. You'll find a little like dead one, and then you raise it up. I don't know. It's like a petrified one, and then you raise it, and eventually you can build a saddle and throw it on its head. You can craft saddles now, which people are very excited about. 3 levels and a piece of iron. You have to like find them before in the environment, but now you can craft one. You toss it on your stupid little ghast's head, and then you can fly them around. There's also a leash.
Wow.
So if you have multiple pets, you can have them all behind you. It's just a bunch of... The main thing for Minecraft is just non-stop iteration on the main formula that people just love and adore. They never change too much. Like even the visual update is completely opt-in. It's not taking over anything. I think that they've gotten
more tools.
Yep.
More tools, not rules.
Looks good.
I mean, if you're into Minecraft, I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure
most of the people who are into video games on YouTube are. We're just like most of video game media. We're really bad at covering it.
Yeah. My son will be delighted, but he is actually on his first overseas trip without any parents. He's away in the Netherlands, so he's having a good old time, I think. So I'll tell him when he gets back because I'm sure he'll enjoy that. Next up in news, Microsoft and Xbox are, of course, celebrating Pride Month.
Normally wouldn't be the thing to like point out and go, wow, they're still doing it. But right now in America, it's a wow, they're still doing it.
Yeah, like a lot of companies just...
Target has their Pride selection, but it's one of the saddest, ugliest things I've ever seen. It's just like normal clothes with the most tiny little hidden flags and designs and stuff that Microsoft's pulling.
Yep. They've released a blog post on Xbox Wire titled "We Have Each Other: Celebrating Pride Through Play." They're spotlighting LGBTQIA+ voices with a curated selection of games from creators of that leaning, and they're reinstating their commitment to being a welcoming community and a champion of gaming for everyone, regardless of your orientation or anything else.
Oh, and if we don't want to get yelled at, it is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So
yes.
It's always a good thing to focus on yourself sometimes. And part of being welcoming and opening is being welcoming and opening to helping people help each other.
How dare you?
Oh,
shit. Yeah, come on, mate.
People are always like, it's this.
It.
You have to talk about this and not that. It's like, no, talk about them both. They're both really important.
Yeah. You can't have one shine.
Hey, I have 2 of these shirts. I've got the Chief helmet and the Xbox one.
The designs are really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be denied. I love the...
what do you know? That community has really great fashion sense.
Yeah. But yeah, there's also a bunch of new dynamic backgrounds available if you are inclined to customize your Xbox.
It doesn't look like this.
Things.
I actually posted it. It's like a fractal design with all the different motifs for the different communities in there. It's really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this picture, though, unless they just added this one.
Yeah. Well, maybe they have. Who knows?
Yeah.
But there's a ton of stuff to enjoy there.
Yeah.
So that's always good. You can go read the blog post on Xbox Wire if you want to know more.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought I linked to my own. I wrote up about this. I just linked to the blog post. It's on xboxera.com where I summarize the blog post.
There you go. But yeah, like I'm sure there will be a large segment of really awful people that would be mad about that for some reason.
Oh, they were. If you
What about Straight Month?
That's every other month. Yeah.
Like, come on.
If you go to their Twitter post about this blog, if you go to the Twitter post about this blog, you can really add to your block list.
I don't want to.
Oh, it's. I added like 150 people to the block list.
Yeah. Ugh. People. Ugh, hate them. Anyways, Xbox are also officially sponsoring the Southeast Asian Games Showcase. The SEA Showcase is going to air early this month. I don't think it's happening at the same time as SGF, but Xbox is sponsoring the show. And indeed, Xbox loves Southeast Asian games and is proud to support all the SEA-made games and developers on its platform through initiatives like Idea Xbox, the Developer Acceleration Program, Play Anywhere, and Game Pass. The show is... Oh, wow, it is literally over... it is part of SGF. It looks like it's got the logo on there. 7th of June, 12 p.m. PT, 3 p.m. ET.
I put up a everything at Summer Game Fest post yesterday, and I remember this one being in there.
Just as a heads up for people, Trav is still showing as #1 on the crown list.
Let me look at the
MC is
leaderboard.
#2.
Yeah, he's taking a big lead. He's 125 XP.
People need to.
Nobody's above
if you want your
75.
crown,
Yep.
Come on. So yeah, that's good.
There's a lot of shows. We won't be co-streaming any of them. I'm sorry. We're just not either going to be around or way too busy. The only one we are is obviously the Xbox show. And then who knows for how long, because then we've got to leave and go do lots of really good preview events.
Yeah, I'll literally be like running after that.
I think it's early enough where we've got like an hour. If it's 2 hours of co-stream, just the actual main event and then the Outer Worlds 2 Direct, and then like 5-10 minutes of goodbye. Yeah.
Super chat from Dexter H. 4.99 super chat says Multiverses is officially offline now, John, and I hope you can sleep at night because it's all my fault.
Yep.
I am sad for the developers that they had to attach their names to such a poor imitation of Super Smash Brothers.
I mean, they created it.
Yeah, I don't wish them any ill will. I did not like that game, not even a little bit, and it could have been a good one, but I don't feel it was. It's just my opinion. I sleep soundly. So, next up in news, Sony is surprise state of play, and it's tomorrow with a 40-minute stream, and there are some rumors out there. So, yeah. No spoilers, but there are rumors.
I mean, there's not Deltarune just said they're there.
Oh.
Yeah. Deltarune's like, see you tomorrow. Not on Xbox because the thing it's made in doesn't support the GDK.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's Game Maker. It's some like smaller engine that just does not have Xbox support after the GDK update a couple years ago.
Wow. But yes, state of play. 40 minutes, starts at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. in Europe. So it's a bit rubbish.
Yeah,
if you're in Central
it's
Europe.
It is always that for you guys. And this one, like a lot of the recent ones, is they're not talking about first party. They just say a general creators around the globe, which doesn't mean first party won't be there. It's just not an emphasis. The other rumor was a potential September show, which I do think would probably have a chance at being a showcase because I haven't done one in a couple of years. And they'll have stuff coming, like more Saros, maybe Wolverine. Like it's not like they don't have any games. It's just that the comparison everyone always has to do is like Sony hasn't had much lately. It's like they've had what most would consider plenty, especially when they were mostly a third-party system anyways, and always have been. So yeah, their shows have been good lately and very third-party heavy, so it's definitely worth watching as someone who is either just PC or Xbox.
Yeah. And noted Capcom leaker Dusk Golem has said he is 95% certain that Resident Evil 9 will be unveiled at Summer Games Fest this week. Now, will Jeff Keighley attach the Summer Games Fest logo to this state of play and claim ownership of the reveal? I don't know. Maybe it will be at the show.
He tweeted it out from both accounts, but he didn't tweet it as part of like Summer Game Fest or anything. Just said Sony's doing this, and it's like it's weird because he has a Sony first party game event as part of Summer Games Fest with the Death Stranding 2
on the beach
thing that they're doing on Sunday night, super late. But Resident Evil marketing is pretty much tied to Sony forever for $5 million, an insane deal that they signed back when Capcom was struggling more, and Sony's never going to let that go. So I would almost guarantee it's tomorrow. If it's not, something changed.
Interesting.
But I bet you it's a solid show. Maybe we could co-stream it. I don't know. We really have to catch up on articles and everything because we're going to have a few days of nothing on the site, which tanks traffic and earning money. Yeah. It's tough. It'll be tough to do anything extra.
You say that. If we've got anything that has no embargo on it, we can
immediately. I've already gotten...
My suggestion is we go to the... And we just...
I'm starting to get the confirmation emails, and they're like, this event has no embargo. I'm like, nice.
Yeah, I love no embargo events.
Yeah.
All right. What else have we got? People Can Fly. This is some sad news. They've cancelled 2 projects and are suffering some more layoffs. So it's worth mentioning that recently we understood that Project Maverick was actually there assisting on Gears of War E-Day. But they had obviously their own projects on the go as well for People Can Fly. And they've shared an important update from their CEO that says, today we made a very difficult decision to suspend the development of Project Gemini and Project Bifrost. The relevant current reports have been released to the market because obviously they're a publicly traded company. The suspension of the Gemini project is a consequence of the fact that the publisher has not presented us with a draft of the subsequent content rider to the publishing agreement, covering the terms and conditions of further milestones on Project Gemini, and the lack of communication from the publisher as to its willingness to continue or terminate. So that sounds very like
they got ghosted
out with whoever was publishing us.
Square Enix. Bad. It was most likely an Outriders sequel. The game they never got paid for.
Shit.
Yeah. Square Enix is weird with Western companies. Allegedly, supposedly, they did a last-minute deal for Outriders and Game Pass as a publisher, and then just constantly told People Can Fly that they did not meet the necessary money made to earn any royalties, and they never changed. So
that is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Project Bifrost has been suspended due to the above and the analysis of the group's cash flow, which showed a lack of prospects for securing organizational resources.
Sorry to cut you off. Bifrost. Yeah. It was on their website. I don't know if it still is, but was a VR game they were working on.
Okay.
Yeah, Xbox are the only ones that have actually paid them for the game with the whole Game Pass deal and how that worked. But Square always told them it didn't meet the requirements for you to make any money. Bruv.
That is some BS.
We think.
Allegedly. Yeah, pretty much. A heart go out to anybody that's lost their role at People Can Fly.
Over 60, I believe. They still have over 500 people, but yeah, it's the second time now in recent memory.
Oof. But fingers crossed, Gears of E-Day's work continues.
Yeah. Well, that was a good chunk. That was $50 million. So one could surmise it's been a large part of keeping them running.
Yeah. And hey, if there's after launch support, maybe they'll be a part of that as well. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Last few news stories now as we close out the show. Elden Ring Nightrreign has enjoyed 3.5 million players, which is an impressive milestone for sure. I think it came out on Steam. It was immediately like 200,000 peak concurrence or whatever it is.
Yeah, it was over 3, I think, and it was over 2 million players in the first day, they said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. So 3.5 million players now. And the good news is, because there's been some criticism, I think Ursel, who did our review in progress, he's like, I know it's a multiplayer game, but they said it would be playable solo too if I wanted to do solo. And it really doesn't feel like it is in a big way. And a lot of people have asked, because it's either you have 3 people or you solo it, but there's no duos. And the good news is they are aiming to add a 2-player duos mode for the game.
Yeah, alongside different variants, enhanced versions of bosses at some point later this year. And I imagine the fact that somebody immediately modded a duos mode into the game made them go, oh yeah, I guess it is possible. Or they already had it in the works, who knows? But yeah, it's a very solid game in a very specific situation right now. You can beat it solo if you gear up enough after the patch. I know a few people who have gone through and actually done full complete runs solo because you just finally actually can get strong enough. A big part of it is it's a speed run every time. It's like a 45-minute speed run, and you're trying to kill as many bosses as you can, level up as much as you can, because the levels really matter. And you just could not earn those levels fast enough solo. And a big change was making that much more doable. So the biggest things it still needs, and I doubt it will ever get, crossplay and cross progression. It'll probably never get those. But the fact that you can't do crossplay in 2025 is cuckoo loco nuts.
Yeah. Each their own, I guess. But hey, there you go. Congrats to From Software for another successful launch, I suppose. 3.5 million, nothing to sneeze at. As well as the Witcher 4 reveal, which we talked about earlier on in the show. The Witcher 3 is getting cross-platform mod support on consoles later this year, which is a really good shout. So CD Projekt Red have announced that The Witcher 3 is getting cross-platform mod support, and it will be later this year. That's 10 years after it's ever come out. So that's how old The Witcher 3
was. All this stuff has been 10th anniversary celebration, like the Xbox controllers and background, and them really coming back to this one. Crazy.
It's nifty. It's nifty. Very nifty stuff. So yeah, there's tons of really good mods, I think, out on PC. So I'd be curious to see how many of them can successfully make the transition.
Yeah, because it has to go through a specific mod website that's not Nexus Mods. So people might have to re-upload if they're not already on there. I guess you can't do all the booby ones, most likely. It'll probably be PG-13 mods if I had to guess on console.
Yeah.
Or, R-rated for violence, but not, titties.
Yeah. And then the last one, and the more I see of this game, the more I'm like, I really want to play this. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance. It had a kind of story trailer like last week. It had a combat trailer this week, and now it's had its 3 physical editions kind of teased. Pre-orders are open now, and I think the game is coming out on June 29th.
No, it's late August.
Oh, it's late August? Yep. Okay, the pre-orders are open from... for these physical versions.
Limited run
pre-orders are open from May 30th through to June 29th. And it's via limited run, so,
It can be a little hit or miss.
Goes.
Yeah.
Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo versions. And you will get a standard edition with a game case and a disc or cartridge and an art book, a digital deluxe DLC upgrade code. You get a classic edition, which has some everything the standard one does. It has a Genesis oversized clamshell case and a steel book. And then the collectors, it has lots. It has a collector's box, individually numbered Shikishi boards featuring art from, I think, the Benfica at Lizard Cube. It's got a little Joe Musashi statue, soundtrack. Woo, look at all this. And an 80-page hardcover art book. I mean, it's pretty banging, right?
They did a similar one, I think, for they've done a lot of stuff with Sega. And I had somebody on our forum say this game looked like a Flash game. I'm like, what the fuck Flash games were you playing? It's one of the most beautifully animated things I've seen.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, it's incredibly pretty. But yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this one, for sure.
Maybe this week.
Yeah.
Sega's been all over Summer Games Fest talking about stuff. Maybe we'll get to play, because there's, outside of just the things we sign up for, there are just things around that you can go to, especially at IGN show.
Yeah, so,
that looks nice.
It's going to be a fun week. I can't believe it. I'm going to America in like 48 hours.
And thankfully, you're extremely white, so you'll probably be fine.
Yeah. Do you think if I mention I'm 1/8 Algerian, that they're going to be like...
Yeah, no, you'll disappear into a hole.
Whoa. There you go. That's the news. I think that's pretty much all the news.
Yep.
So yes, just in case you weren't aware, Jesse, myself, and the lovely Ursel are traveling over to Los Angeles on Thursday to cover, enjoy, and bring all of the content we can for our Patreon and Xbox Era community in general for Summer Games Fest. As such, that does mean that there will be no Xbox Era headlines on Thursday.
Enjoy El Salvador, John.
Can you imagine if it actually happened to me? Like, and I was put off in a little cell and I just didn't get to go to SGF.
There's a fair amount of people that I know that don't, that had their sex changed on their passport and they're just not going.
Fair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk it.
No, it's literally the thing that gets you pulled aside.
That's fucking insane. This whole world's gone insane.
Happy Pride Month.
Yeah. But we'll be there. And we'll be covering all the things. We'll be doing a live Xbox Era podcast on the Saturday, featuring some more out there predictions and discussion ahead of the show. which we will then be live streaming from our hotel room on the Sunday before we dash off to cover loads more things at the actual show itself. If you want to enjoy the best that Xbox Era has to offer, do consider supporting our fledgling team directly on Patreon. It is by far the best way to keep us alive. So just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool stuff. We get to keep doing cool stuff for you. And we will be doing our best. I think Jesse's going to be on full video tour vlog mode for another little montage video.
Yeah, if you're on the Patreon, you'll get all the little like individual posts, and then after the show, I'll try and edit something fun together for the YouTube channel. But the patrons will get a lot more.
We'll be posting like little YouTube shorts and other bits and pieces. We'll be just doing everything we can to kind of get as much of you feeling like you're there as possible. Yeah,
because you guys really helped fund it. So much like with Gamescom last year and maybe Gamescom this year, maybe we'll try and do a subathon again and see if there's any chance, because we are accredited. We can go as press and look at stuff. And I think the focus would be much more on coverage this time than last year, where it was, meeting each other for the first time, hanging out and running a booth.
The booth running a booth is a lot more work than it initially seems. And the one last thing I will say, because I am personally excited for it and I had a very quick go, is Jump Ship, which is a co-op Sea of Thieves in space effectively game. It is got a demo. It's out now on Steam as part of Steam Next Fest. I had a quick go. I'm impressed thus far. I think we're going to try and do a little hangouts maybe later on this evening. We're going to see if we can take that for a spin and go and investigate what it's like to be a space pirate of some description. So stick around, tune in. We'll see you there. Other than that, though, safe travels, everybody. Play some video games. Be good to each other. We'll see you in LA. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.